Hello, everyone, and welcome to our second episode of Silver Linings Live with Project Help program. We had an amazing response after our last video, and we wanted to bring you even more inspirational news from our program with an entire group of my personal heroes and sheroes. My name is Abby Johnson, and I am the Community Engagement Specialist with Project Help program. Thank you so much for joining us. I am now going to turn it right back over to my personal hero, McGuire, the Director of Child and Family Development here at the YWCA Metropolitan Chicago, to continue on with this empowering episode.
Thank you, Abby. Thank you, everybody, for joining us today to be inspired and learn a little bit more about Project Help. Project Help is a child abuse prevention program. We provide research-based home visits to families with children prenatal through 17. We provide those visits once a week for a year, executing research-based assessments, setting goals, and working with the families and elevating them. We also provide parent education workshops throughout DuPage and some areas of Cook. Per our accredited model, we don't need to provide those workshops, but we do, because on any given day, we can have up to 130 families on our waiting list, waiting for that one-on-one parent mentor visit. So we have been very successful in providing a myriad of topics on all kinds of parenting issues through it, school districts, shelters, police stations, libraries, you name it. We take our show on the road, and that's why it's successful, because we meet families where they are, including virtually right now. We have been very successful at executing our home visits virtually with our families. As you can imagine, right now, families are experiencing a high level of crisis and stress. We know when the unemployment rates go up and poverty rates go up, so does child abuse and so does domestic violence. And we are that program. We are actually the only program that offers it for free throughout DuPage for that wide range of children, birth to 17. What we do in each and every one of our home visits is focus on the protective factors, because research shows that when these protective factors are in a family and they are learned skills and adaptable skills, families flourish. But it is teaching parental resilience. It is providing access to information on child development. It is providing information on social emotional development for children. It is eliminating isolation. Even in this time, we are meeting one-on-one virtually, and obviously concrete resources in times of need. So you can imagine Project Help is very busy right now with the families that we're serving. The last statistic I heard was that child abuse prevention reports were down by 26%, and that is not good news. That means people aren't reporting child abuse because they're not in school and they're not at the doctor's office, etc. And domestic violence reports are through the roof. So this is why programs like Project Help are vital to our community right now. I read a quote from one of our teammates at the YWCA, and I thought it was so perfect. And it said, "Our client's crisis didn't stop just because a new crisis started." So we were already serving families that were experiencing some level of crisis. Last year, 97% of our families were at the poverty level, and that was last year. So I'm really revving up for how this coming year will be. I do want to say that we are forever thankful to the donors that we rely on. To the foundations that we rely on, the Exchange Club of Naperville that we rely on heavily, as well as sponsors, some money from the city of Naperville and some money from the county. But tonight we're going to be highlighting our incredibly generous partner, Intention Financial. They have started a program called the Compassion Counts, and we are one of their chosen donors that we will be able to use this platform until Friday. We only have this window of time to raise money for these vital services. We do not receive any state or federal funding for this program. We have one fundraiser a year that funds a lot of salaries, and that has been suspended due to COVID-19. That is why this is so very crucial. And we'll be speaking more about that, We will be providing in the chat box the actual website that you can go to, but it is Intention, INTENTGEN.com. And if you have any trouble, you can also go to projecthelpdupage.org. So with that being said, I would like to introduce to you some of our amazing teammates. As Abby said, total heroes in my opinion. Neil Samuels has been with Project Help as a volunteer parent mentor for 10 years and has served 10 families. He is also a National Mentor of the Year winner, and I've had the privilege of working with him for a few years. So I just wanted to say hi, Neil.
Hi,
and what is it that motivates you to work with Project Help, and what has some of your experience been since you've been with us?
Vicki was the one who motivated me and got me in originally, so she can share some of that story. But you know, one of the questions I thought about was, why do I enjoy this? And one of the things that has, I think, surprised me when I thought about it was developing the appreciation, understanding for the diversity in my hometown, my home county. You know, living in Naperville, it's easy to get sort of focused, but I've worked with families basically of any race, creed, color, religion, height, hair, you name it, from ages, I think, 21 to 65 as either the parent or the grandparent, and living in almost every possible situation, from pretty severe poverty to upper middle class, and being able to get exposed to that and see the breadth we actually serve in this county. It's been really quite surprising and enjoyable. I think one of the things that I appreciate most about the program and sort of what keeps me working with it is, in my professional life, I do a lot of executive coaching, and organizations will approach me and say, hey, can you come coach this person for 3 months? And my answer is no, it's a waste of time and money. If you're not in this for the long term, it's a waste. And the fact that we are in the home for an hour a week for a year, that's quite a commitment on the part of the family and on us, but I know that's what it takes to actually make a difference. So that's one of the key parts of Project Help program that I find meaningful. And the other, it's strengths-based. All of my work professionally comes from a position of strengths, and be able to bring that to working with families, because it would be easy. I'm going to cry now. To focus on everything that's wrong or broken or difficult, and being able to reframe things and help people rediscover everything they do bring to these situations, that they have the strength, and with some help, they'll be able to deal with whatever it is they're dealing with now. So that's certainly some of the reasons I continue. Sorry.
Oh my God, don't apologize. That's the truth. Thank you so much. I personally firsthand know the changes you have made with families that you have served. And it's true, there's something right with every single solitary family and parent. So I did want to introduce Vicki Coletta, who is a mentor to me. Now I'm gonna cry, because I said I'm gonna cry when I introduce Vicki. She's inspirational to me. Vicki's been with us 21 years at Project Help, and has worked with 17 families. She served on our board for many years, as well as board chair. So Vicki, if you wouldn't mind speaking to those same questions, what brings you to Project Help? What motivates you to stay with us, and why you're committed to this work?
Well, Neil, of course, stole my thunder. The beauty of this program really is that we meet parents where they are. And I think that's really important. You're going to meet Amber in a little bit, and she's really an amazing lady and has a great family. But as I was working with her, I always told her, we're walking this road together. We are walking side by side. We do, the program is strength-based, which I love, because we do get to work. We get to look at the things that make Amber that amazing mom that she is, that sometimes families and parents forget. We don't see the forest for the trees when everything is going crazy in our worlds. And to be able to start working with them, we do a lot of, we ask a lot of questions. We learn a lot about them in the beginning, and we do something called a strengths wheel, which is one of my favorite tools, because it gives them an opportunity to take those protective factors, and we talk about them. And how do you feel? You know, where do you think you are with resources? How do you think you are with handling stress? And it's a great tool for us then to go back and say, okay, we need to raise this level up a little bit, but it helps us identify things and then gives us something to work towards. And when you can start out by showing parents that they have these strengths, to reintroduce them to the strengths that they have, it changes their mindset a little bit too. And I think helps them move on. And then as we encounter problems, I always go back to that and say, okay, this is an issue, but you know, Amber, again, another excellent example. She will say, you know, oh my God, I'm moving to a new house. I've got to get childcare. I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't even know how to go about it. And we problem solve and we talk about some different ways. And then, you know, the next week we're back and we're talking about it. I go, well, Amber, where are we at on this? And she goes, well, I have plan A, B, C, and D. Amber never stops at B. Amber just keeps going, because if one doesn't work, boy, she's got another one she pulls out of her pocket, and it does. And I look at her, and every time I think about, well, ooh, I wonder how we're going to deal with this, I stop myself and go, why am I worried about it? Amber's got this under control. This is just who she is. This is one of her key strengths. She's a great planner. She thinks ahead. So, you know, being able to help people just reintroduce them to those strengths is very, very important, I think. And it really is part of what I enjoy about this program. And the reason that I've continued it for 21 years is, as Neil said, we get to work with a myriad of people from a myriad of backgrounds. I learn so much from the families that I work with. And you know how we say in parenting, no two children are the same. We can never parent them. You know, it's never cookie cutter. Well, it's not cookie cutter with parent mentoring either. And that for me is really what I like about it, because I like the challenges and I like to be able to sit down with people and to problem solve and really think through and add some input, some help where I can, but to help just ask those questions to help families be able to work through a problem and for them to solve that problem and see the solution at the end, I think is really, it just makes me feel good. It makes my heart happy. Also, we deal with families that are in isolation. They don't have family here. And I really want to be their person. I have found that when I was parenting, I had a lot of persons, as a matter of fact, that I could call on when I needed. And I've worked with so many families that don't have that person. So for me, I want to be that person. I'm there for you once a week. I'm there for you on the phone during the week. I want to share your successes. I want to listen to what's really bothering you. I want you cry on my shoulder. Let's talk this through. We'll make it to the next visit. It's going to be okay. But it's important to have a person. And if I can do that for a family, okay, Neil, my turn, then I feel successful, and I know that they're going to be the best parents that they can be. And quite honestly, when it comes to impact, I can tell you, I've seen a lot of people make major changes. I've had situations though where I've walked away going, I wonder if I did make a difference. I'm not sure I saw it. And it wasn't because the program's not good or I didn't give it my best shot or we didn't work well together. But again, not only these families in isolation, but they deal with more problems than just parenting issues or, you know, the goals that we're working on. They have a lot of other outside factors, job, financial stress, all of these things. And at the end of the day, I know I've given them the tools and I know they know how to use the tools. And it's kind of like, well, okay, we planted the seeds, but we didn't get to stay long enough to see those seeds sprout. But I know they're going to. I know that those people, because everybody that comes to this program comes to it because they want to come to the program. They're not being forced. They want to be better. They want to be their best. And that's a really great place to start working with anybody, quite frankly. And I'll share a real quick story with you. I had a dad, he and his girlfriend, she had a child. They had a child together. They weren't married, and they really, marriage was not going to work for them. And she actually signed him up for the program because she wanted him to learn how to parent. She believed she knew how to parent and he didn't. And, he needed to learn. And she really became pretty disinterested in what we were doing. And so I started to work one-on-one just with Dad. And every week I would give him homework. One of the great tools that we have is this active parenting program. And so we were going through that program together. And he would have his reading, and every week we would sit down and we talk about what were the highlights this week with you and your son, what were the lowlights, what didn't work, how are we going to fix that, what tools have we learned, or what other tools can I teach you that will allow you to be able to do this job better. He grew up in a family that was military, very strict, a lot of physical violence. And he knew that's not what he wanted. He knew that's not who he wanted to be. He wanted to be the best he could for this little boy. And we had him during the terrible twos, terrible threes. So he was quite a challenge and quite a handful. But every week, Dad did his studying. We talked, we problem solved, we did what we needed to do. And his confidence just continued to grow and grow and grow. And so about, I don't know, 3/4 of the way through the program, he said to me, I need some help. I need to get partial custody of my child. Mom was now being an issue and not letting him see the son. So we found an attorney. I went with him. We spoke to the attorney, and she explained what she could do and what it was going to cost. And Dad was like, it's not a problem. It's just going to take me a while to get the money, but I will get it. And we continued to work. He graduated from the program. He was very, very confident. And it just so happens that as we at Project Help were making phone calls to families, he came up on my list, and I got to talk to him. And he told me, I went through the court system. I have custody every other weekend and 3 nights a week. I have my son, and it's going well, and he's thriving, and he's fabulous. And he goes, I'm just so grateful that you guys took the time to work with me and give me the confidence I needed to. An attorney for him, that he was shaking in his shoes, but it all worked out. He got what he needed. And he is one of my more recent success stories, but it just makes me, again, makes my heart happy every time I think about him.
Thank you, Vicki. Thank you so very much. And thank you for reminding us that the volunteer mentors win, the families win when you have a person to count on. And you had mentioned our guest, Amber, who we're so excited to see her and her beautiful children. And you are her mentor right now. So if you would mind just having Amber discuss how the experience has been going between the relationship between Amber and Vicki, and where you are at now and where you started, Amber, with the program.
Hi, this is the Gonzalez family. And before we get started, the children want to say something. It's hard keeping them kind of steady. But kids, did you want to, Carmen?
Thank you, Project Help, for your support and resources. They have kept us safe during the time of need and guidance to safety here our trauma. Thank you.
Thank you. With that being said, we started here Project Help about 2 years ago. We didn't start right away. I was placed on hold. We are a family of domestic violence. It has been very hard for us to work as hard as we have. We were very discombobulated. I feel like I was losing hope. I was lost. I was beyond lost. And thinking back, waiting for a little bit over a year was the best thing ever. It was worth the wait. It was long, but one night, very late at night, I got the phone call. I was excited. I had just went through the closet and found my books, the books that they gave us. in a seminar, and I was trying my best to get it together. I am now a Bridge Communities graduate, and with the help of Project Help and Vicky restoring my faith and reminding me of how strong and how much I need to persevere, I am here now with you and sharing my story with you. It is not the easiest thing. We are being seen by thousands of people, and for that reason, we are here asking for your help. This project has helped me find endless resources. When I couldn't feed my kids, they were there. I'm an essential worker. When I needed the help, they were there. I needed counseling, she was there. She has been there through my tears, through my happiness, through it all. And not just me, but the kids. She remembers us. And it's been about a year, and let me tell you, I have developed such a strong relationship with her that I'm afraid to leave her. It has been the best year of my life working with her. She has taught me so much, and I'm pretty sure I have taught her some good things too. And honestly, thank you, Project Help. If it wasn't for you, I don't think I would have had come this far, nor the kids. I appreciate you.
Oh my gosh. You are awesome. You are awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Keep going.
I will.
Oh, so Amber speaks to a lot, but that wait list, our average family waits on a wait list for about one year to 16 months to receive our mentoring because of our understaffed, and we are very reputable and good at our jobs. So I'm so sorry you had to wait so long, but I am so happy to hear you're doing so well and your children are awesome.
After this, being in my own home, stable, not worried
Unbelievable.
about being homeless, I will do this all over. I will wait another year if I had to do it all over again. I am safe. I am not hungry. My kids are happy. I'm acting proper if it means anything. These classes have helped me become a patient mother with my children. Being a victim of domestic violence is not a joke. You have to face so many demons before you. You have to put yourself first in order for you to succeed. And with these classes, this counseling, these resources, without Vicky, I don't know where I have been right now. I was on the verge of giving it all up because I was tired of being tired. We're a statistic. People just say, oh, another victim of domestic violence. No, it's not just another victim. We are a family. There is faces to this. But if it wasn't for her egging me on, I would have been lost in another manila folder in another person's file room. But Vicky has brought all that back and reminded me why I need to push. Not only am I an essential worker, but during the time of my injury, if it wasn't for these extra resources, I don't know where I had been. I wouldn't know. And thank you, Vicky.
Oh,
From
honey,
the bottom
you are
of my heart,
so welcome.
we appreciate you.
Well, I love you all.
You.
You're an inspiration. You truly are. Whew. Thank you so much. And to your beautiful family. I also wanted to introduce you to our lead bilingual social worker, Estefania Palafox. And we were going to have a program manager within the YWCA that supports a Project Help programming on the South Side, Damaris Wright, on the call as well, on the Facebook Live today as well too, but Damaris has just reached out as one of her clients is COVID positive, and she's very young and she's got a severe underlying condition, and Damaris's team that's her person. She called her from the hospital last night and she needs to attend to it because she has a small baby. But Estefania, if you would love to give your wisdom to this event on what it is like to be the lead bilingual parent mentor and all that you have done with your families.
No fair. I got to hear everyone, and now I'm in my feelings. And
be in your feelings. It's okay.
Yeah. So I want to. I actually had the privilege to match Vicky and Amber. Amber, you're right. We learned from our parents every single solitary visit. One of the things that really resonated so heavy with me that I shared with Amber, and it gave me goosebumps when I called her, was her kitchen table. One comment that she made was, we in my family have a round kitchen table because we all sit together. We're all equal and we all matter. Amber, so in honor of you today, I wore my round earrings and my circle bracelets. That's something I'm going to carry with my own family. And I think we might be in the lookout for a round kitchen table because it means so much. It's going to be my new favorite shape too. So I love it. So with all of that being said, what does it mean for a parent to have Project Help in their lives? It means we're changing lives. It means we're breaking cycles and empowering parents. This past week, I have the fortune of being a stay-at-home working mom to a 19-month-old little boy. And if you guys have been on the phone with me, you know I'm all over the place. But during one of those moments, I received a call from a parent. She reached out and this is what she said. I really need someone to talk to. My son, age 13, said things that really hurt me to my core. I don't know how I can stay home with him this weekend. What he said reminded me of the relationship I had with his father. I might make a decision that may cause my child to not be in my care, and I don't want to do that. She is battling PTSD, a survivor of domestic violence, and has many other mental illnesses. Her son also battles with his own mental illness. During COVID-19, she became homeless, and her employment was one of those jobs that closed down, which caused her to lose her health insurance. During that time that she called me, I said, I am so proud that you picked up the phone. She is changing the trajectory of her life, of these cycles for herself and her child. Project Help is child abuse prevention. We are cycle breakers and we're empowering parents. Now, at Project Help, we are not only strengthening parents and children, we are building strong communities and we're building leaders within those communities. Last week, one of the parents I am currently working with has struggled to leave an unhealthy relationship. I, from my end, connected her with another parent who is a graduate of Project Help. And this is what the parent said to her. They have never met, but they're going through some of the similar obstacles. She said, you are deserving too, and our children are. You have already taken steps by having Project Help. Don't be scared. I was scared too, but hold on to your vision. As a social worker, that gives me strength. This parent that has graduated Project Help didn't have to do this, but she's empowered. She's a leader, and she gave our other parent the strength to follow through. It's okay, right? I'm a parent too, and children don't come with guides, but we're here to plant seeds. Like Vicki said, right? Sometimes in that moment that we work with our parents, we don't see it. But then if we have the fortune to call them, then we hear that they have custody of their children. It is so cool to be these cycle breakers, to build these leaders and plant these seeds. So thank you.
Amazing. Amazing. I could always listen to you, Estefania. So I wanted to introduce also one of our new board members that we have the great fortune and honor of having her join our board. Karen Tulloch was on the board for the YWCA from 2010 to 2018. She is a director emeritus. She is also the vice president of corporate human resources for ITW. And I am thrilled that she's joined our team to help us lead our staff and our program to where it needs to go. So Karen, I just wanted to ask you, what was some of the reasons that you decided to join our board and become part of the Project Help team?
Yeah, thank you, Peggy. I have long been a supporter, as you mentioned, of the YWCA Metropolitan Chicago and its mission to eliminate racism and empower women. And what I see in the partnership Project Help with the YWCA, the ability to provide critical support to families to protect safety and well-being of children. I am so inspired by the commitment and the talent of the staff and the volunteers that you've heard today that provide the services that are so critical. And I want to do what I can to support them in our community today.
Well, we are so thankful for your commitment to the community. As Estefania said, we are building parents, we are building the community. This is ultimately the goal, right? One of the things that I wanted to touch on that we were able to do, Karen, is these wellness calls. So when this whole thing came, literally it's 2 months today, was Friday the 13th that we were officially on lockdown, is we had over 300 people we had served that have been on the waiting list that we thought we better reach out to them. And so we teamed up with some of our volunteers that have been mentors and our staff and made over 300 wellness checks. Like, how are you? Do you need help? It was incredible data and incredible. And with that data, we were able to mobilize with the YWCA and serve over 400 meals a day. Oh my God, we could go on and on. 400 meals a day at our Addison office to families, Monday through Thursday. We've been doing that since the beginning, and the list goes on. So we're so thankful, Karen, that somebody who's been a leader within the Y is now helping our little engine that could, Project Help. And I did just want to get your perception on where you see the future for Project Help with your leadership lens.
So I'd say let's focus on near term at the moment, because even in this unprecedented time, as you pointed out, Peggy, Project Help continues to support families. Project Help is a child abuse prevention and family strengthening program. And Project Help recognizes that times of high stress and isolation like today can be detrimental to children's safety and the well-being of families. So I am absolutely blown away by the virtual parent mentoring services and virtual parent workshops. And as you pointed out, the ability of Project Help team members to make wellness calls to 300 families that are on the waiting list and that attended recent workshops. Like many other programs of this kind, Project Help is financially affected by this pandemic. Our funding comes primarily from city, county, and individual grants, foundations, and donors. And as you pointed out, the primary fundraiser that was planned for this month had to be moved to later in the year due to the pandemic. So the ability to maintain the kind of support that we're talking about today, not only today in this critical time, but frankly into the future, is dependent upon the ability for us to raise the necessary funds to pay the really talented and dedicated counselors like Estefania. We also can't rely solely on government funding. And that's why we're really very excited and grateful to share the campaign with you today. The Intention Financial Partners campaign, the Compassion Counts campaign in support of Project Help, is enabling matching donations made to Project Help to be matched dollar for dollar, up to $100 per donor, and up to $5,000 in total, now until May 15th. So that means we have 2 days to reach our goal for a full $5,000 match. So please consider donating to Project Help and spreading the word about this campaign to help fund our vital program. You can make donations to Project Help at intention.com or projecthelpdupage.org. And as Peggy mentioned at the beginning of the call, you can find the donation link in the chat box. Thanks very much for your consideration, and I hope you and your families are staying safe and healthy.
Thank you, Karen. Thank you so much. It's vital. Everyone on this program tonight is vital and impressive, and the community itself is vital to reaching out and helping us. We have, Karen said, the 2 days to reach our goal. This is also being taped, so it'll be available. Abby, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but on many different venues, including the Project Help DuPage website. And you can 1,010% always reach out to me, Peggy .McGuire at ywca chicago.org if you ever have any questions. But I want to deeply thank, with all the gratitude I have in my heart, for everybody who attended tonight And please go to intention.com and support the Intention Financial Partners, who've been an incredible gift to us through the years with their Compassion Counts campaign. Thank you so very much, everybody, and please stay safe and well.